क्या कर सकते हैं?
Good evening, BNR people, and welcome back to the show. My word, you might have noticed that there's a little change tonight. I think this transfer window is about to go into overdrive. Boardroom directors up and down the country are making big deals, and as you might have noticed, the BNR directors have made a big call tonight and decided to put me in charge for the evening. So who knows what's going to happen, but let's just give it a go. But big ask straight from the off. Let's get liking and subscribing this stream, people. Let's see how far we can get us tonight. I expect at least 500 likes in the stream tonight. Let's see what we can do. But we have a full panel. We've got the full crew in tonight. We've got Asim, we've got Sheen, and we've got Avi, a late arrival, I think. I believe it was going to just be Asim and Sheen, but now Avi, he can't help himself. He's itching for news. He's itching for the stream, like we all are. So good evening, gents. Welcome back. Asim, you've only done 2 streams today. You're a bit of a part-timer these days. How are you doing?
Ben, if you don't get a call back tomorrow, you know why, yeah?
Absolutely. Wait, that P45 is on its way.
Joking aside, Ben, you host because you've been such a popular addition. What I would say is you've been the most popular addition. And that's not me talking. That is always go by the chat. And every single day for the last 3-4 weeks, as long as you've been coming, I'm honestly, like at the start, I used to get messages about you. And I should forward it on to you. Now I'm getting jealous. I'm not even forwarding on.
You're making me blush. Come on now. It's supposed to be making me feel better. Not all bothered. But yeah.
And the reason why you're hosting is because we believe in you, mate. So, and that introduction was far better than Avi's. So there's a start. But yeah, I'm good.
And they told me before we went live that they want to go part-time as well. They've had enough.
Ben, you know the truth. I demoted Asim. Yeah, because he got cooked a few times in the last couple of shows. I thought, you know what? He's not good enough. It's time I take him back a few notches. So, and you've been unbelievable. You only deserve this role. You've taken over the channel now, man.
Asim on the transfer list.
Much appreciated. He's going on a free. How you doing, Sheen? All right?
Yeah, Ben. Been good. Just been a quiet day from my side. Just been busy with the kids today, taking them out at school holidays. So just been busy with that. But all in all good.
Magic. Avi, good man. How you doing?
Yeah, back in the office today, so I'm gonna have to behave a little bit. So none of this.
Oh, he's got the muzzle on today. He's got the muzzle on today.
It's going to be I need it permanently, I think, Ben. But yeah, happy to be here and happy for you to be hosting. And it just like echoing Asim's words, is just the impact that you made in such a short space of time. You've been a welcome addition and a great addition as well.
It's very well appreciated, and you've all made me feel very welcome, and I'm chuffed to be a part of it. Just a very small part of what is a brilliant channel, and it's only going to grow. And as I say, we are on our way to 16k. So let's get those likes and subscribes in, people, and let's see what we can do. So.
Just before you go,
sorry, Asim, go on.
Interject. Big up to Hussam, who's redirected from his channel. Thank you so much, Hussam. So all those guys who've just come from Hussam, like and subscribe. And if you're feeling generous, if you've not spent all your money on that channel, head over to BNR Ultra as well and sign up to us. But thank you so much, Hussam. Big up.
Well, there's no better way to kick off the stream with this super chat. I'm sincerely hope that that's not the case. But yeah, much appreciated for that. I want to, Chris Fernando, much appreciated to kick us off tonight. And then another one while we're here as well. We've got one from our man Kevin in the Ultras. Our secret bomber inside there knows everybody. We call him Kevin Joyce in the Ultras. He knows.
Kevin Joyce.
He knows what's going on. But much appreciated, Kev. Good to see you on the stream. So yeah, I was going to ask everybody, what are we going to talk about? Are we going to talk about Mark Guay, or are we going to talk about Will Wright, or are we just going to talk about Alexander Isak and the saga that continues throughout the summer? And today, it's not really been a conversation about the transfer itself. It's more about a conversation around the narrative with Isak and about how his relationship is, I'd like to say, dwindling with the Newcastle fans. The news come out today that he's actually been training in Spain with his ex-club. Whether or not that's them trying to do him a big favour and secure their 10% sell-on clause, we shall have to see. But it doesn't look good, I'm afraid, on his image and I think, you know, that the more that time goes by, the more you feel an extra bridge is burnt, and it's what's called, you feel like it might only be going one way. What are you thinking, Asim?
100%. And a lot of people ask, messaging me today, what's your percentage? Has it gone down? Asim, no, if anything, it's gone up. And Newcastle are, honestly, I mentioned it in my Transfer Daily today, that this has been a complete PR disaster, excuse me, by Newcastle from day dot. And the reason why it's been a PR disaster is because they didn't have a strategy. And this is the reason why I keep on stressing the fact and the point and the truth that Newcastle have to accept a lot of responsibility. And the reason why we've been talking about they've been losing out on Sesko, they lost out on Ekitike, is because, forget Newcastle for a second, because we know why and when Newcastle have been panicking and going around Europe trying to find this big ticket number 9. But put yourself in the shoes of someone like Sesko and Ekitike. Newcastle for the last 2-3 months have not even been going for Ekitike or Sesko. And all of a sudden, these strikers, Gyökeres, Ekitike and Sesko, because the big teams in the Premier League have always been looking for a number 9 for the last 12 months, bar Manchester City. If you're one of them players, you've been thinking about Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool for the last 6 to 12 months. And all of a sudden, Newcastle have entered the frame and they've just lost so much time and so much negotiation period with those players. So it is not a surprise for me why they've lost the PR disaster. Is because reality hit them, but they refused to believe that reality. That Isak, if we believe to what his camera leaking out over the last 2-3 weeks, is this player told you, he tried to be right with you, he tried to be upfront with you and gave you notice, good notice, for the last 3 to 6 months. And where they find themselves now is week in, week out, day in, day out, they're trying to grab the narrative, the losing narrative, the lost narrative, and whatever you want to call it. And what they're trying to do is just throw a different spin on it. For the last 3 days, every time I wake up and get out of bed, there's another spin from Newcastle. And we just need to rewind ourselves back from a player that wasn't for sale, but we expect Liverpool to come to the table and enter a bid. Like if he's not for sale, you just put it out in black and white, put a statement out and say he's not for sale. We don't entertain and we don't want to entertain any bids for our prize asset in Alexander Isak. Squash all the talk for it and do not even give Liverpool an ounce of encouragement. But you did.
Yeah.
Woman, you said that we expect a bid. When you expect a bid, this is the reason why Liverpool picked up the phone. And we've obviously stressed the tragic circumstances of Diogo Jota, that Liverpool had an increased vacuum to fill. And they needed Ekitike and they needed Alexander Isak. And Liverpool have taken advantage on and off the pitch. And now they're looking, and they have to maybe go to the next hurdle now for the next week or so, is forget about Ekitike, forget about Sesko, because that's all our fault. And the reason why we missed out in it, because we didn't have a strategy. And now you have to convince your own fans that Visser and Watkins or Jackson is a big ticket 9. You run that narrative because you've not got anything left.
Yeah. Gina, the Newcastle backing themselves into a corner with this one now.
It seems like it, doesn't it, Ben? You look around world football now. The player, every single striker that they've gone after, they've missed out on, from João Pedro, Ekitike, Isak, and it seems like they're going to miss out on Sesko as well. So they're definitely in a corner. I just think, in terms of what they've tried to do, if Isak's had told them, have given them enough time to go and sort your own shit out, you've still not done anything. You don't have a sporting director that was going to go out there and go and bring in some sort of signings. You didn't have that. You thought, and you just prayed that Isak was going to stay. I'm sorry, Isak gave you enough time, ample time, to go and bring in a replacement. That didn't happen. And now he's kicked up a fuss. The world, everybody knows. What you have to understand is everybody was after a striker this summer. It's not just Newcastle. Everybody was after a number 9, and it was clubs that are bigger than Newcastle. When there's about 4 or 5, main targets this summer, and there's 6 or 7 different clubs going for them, the big clubs are going to get their players. They're not going to choose Newcastle over a United or an Arsenal, a Chelsea or a Liverpool. We're going to get first dibs on them players. The only way you could have done it is like the other clubs have done in the past. You either give them 300 grand a week and you pay stupid fees. Newcastle couldn't do that. They didn't have the money to go and do that. So it came to a point where the other players chose the bigger clubs. Now we want your prized asset. You're going to have to, like Asim mentioned, you're going to have to go and settle for second best, meaning a Watkins. You're going to miss. It seems like they're going to miss out on Sesko. Even from Wissa, it's not going to be an easy deal for them. They're going to have to pay extra money for the Wissa deal. And, Brentford are going to try to squeeze. We saw what they did with Mbeumo and United. They waited, they squeezed them, they took whatever they could out, and they're going to do exactly the same for Wissa. Wissa's back in training now, regardless of him going back on I think he went on strike, but he's back in, from what I read, he's back in training. But
no, I think, didn't he go back to Brentford but refuse to train? Is that right?
Yeah.
I
think he's turned up, but just refused to take part in training. Yeah. So it's like a partial strike.
Just staying in the toilets. That's
okay. Partial strike, like Ben calls it. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens from over the next 2 weeks, because they are really, really in a pickle right now. They don't even know how are they meant to get all these deals done. Imagine losing out on so many players when you've got Champions League football. This was supposed to be their the main window where they were going to go back in the Champions League, got a team together, they were going to go hard. They're getting rejected left, right, and center, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles right now.
Yeah. Avi, if considering they've got a month left of the window as of tomorrow, if Newcastle appointed you as DOF tomorrow, how would you play out this situation?
I would go to Liverpool and say, listen, we'll give you Isak, but give us your price for Darwin Núñez. They're scrambling now, and it's going to be desperation. You're saying a month, Gene. I think it's going to be less than that. I think the next week, 10 days, 2 weeks, Newcastle have put themselves in a really snarky position where they're going to be scrambling, nervous. They're going to be out paying for players, overpaying for players. Johan Wissa, people are saying Victor Boniface, but I think he wants Saudi. They're running out of options, especially if Benjamin Sesko does go to United. In terms of us, we just got to stay patient. We know what the player wants. We know how much Newcastle want. We will pay the money, but we're just waiting on them to get a replacement in, not a elite 9 or a, what number 9 did Asim mention that the word's going around?
Top ticket.
A top ticket 9.
Ticket 9.
Yeah, there is no such thing as a top ticket 9 who's willing to go to Newcastle right now. Anyone they're looking for is a potential 9, a potential top 9 in a couple of years, and they'll want to get shot as well, because the ambition, it seems, since Amanda Staveley has left Newcastle, it's dwindled. We don't know what the ownerships are doing. We don't know what the Reuben brothers are doing, or if they've got any part of Newcastle United anymore. But it's a sorry time for a big club that's just won the League Cup. They could have done this in such an efficient manner, but they've done anything but. This is it's a bit of a mess. And I feel for Eddie Howe, because he's cornered. He's literally snookered on both ends of a snooker table. He literally doesn't know what to say. And it's a PR disaster, like people are saying, and especially what Asim mentioned earlier on.
Well, Avi, one question, Avi, and a question to if we're feeling sorry for Eddie Howe, and we're saying that Isak has told the board and told Howe that he wants out, then it's on Howe as well, no?
It is on Howe, but they obviously want a player or two in before they actually action this deal and confirm the deal. Because look, clubs obviously will know now. They're not playing stupid, are they? Clubs will know that they're getting around 130 million for Isak. So Johan Wissa, who should be like maybe a 40 million pound player, all of a sudden Newcastle, Brentford are asking for 55 million. Now, would you pay 55 million or 50 million for a Johan Wissa at 28, 29? No, you wouldn't. But these what's happening now.
No. I wonder whether or not, gut feeling is that there was a very strong possibility that Newcastle weren't going to get into the Champions League this season. It was touch and go up until they had a little bit of a charge towards the end of the season. And I wonder whether or not they were Isak's team told them that they wanted to go to an elite Champions League team, and by them not getting Champions League would give them a narrative to be able to sell Isak. But then once they got Champions League, did they think, well, now we can spin it to him and say, well, we're in the Champions League now, and his wishes would just be diminished a little bit, and maybe he would just go quiet. And clearly that's backfired on them, and they've got to a position now where, as you all say, the pot's running dry in terms of what strikers are available now. But I don't know, Asim, do you think that if Sesko does go to United, that they are just gonna be really at the bottom barrel, or they're gonna have to try and be creative and look at some other options?
They'll have to. I think they'll get two in. There's plenty of. There might not be top ticket nines. We were having this conversation yesterday, weren't we? Ben, but I think they have to now reduce and lower their expectations and accept responsibility. And I think this has gone too far now. This has gone too far. The player has refused to train, and Newcastle didn't even come out and say we are aware of this player. So I think what they're trying to do is just make him, and this is the reason why we've seen some banners up about Isak being a rat today. It's gone to that level now. And maybe a lot of the fan base have just refused to even think about him coming back because it's just gotten, it's far too late for that. And I think this is what the narrative they are trying to portray out there and prepare their fans. We've been talking about it for 3-4 days. And I think now where the situation, because there's a lot of feeling, and I get it, where Newcastle are thinking, we've got these guys, this guy for 3 years, do what we need to do, even if we have to lose the PR disaster and get to 1st of September. Just get there. And then we'll go in for 3 months and we'll reassess the situation in January and we'll see what happens. Is that happening? Or do you think, and because some Liverpool fans think Newcastle are trying to do that, even and regardless of...
No, it's a damage limit. Sorry to interrupt.
I agree.
It's a damage limitation exercise now. Isak will be a Liverpool player this summer. There's no January or hanging it. Yeah.
I agree, but there is a small minority in Liverpool fan base thinking that if they don't get Visser, they don't get Watkins, then they're just going to think, you know what, we've got you in 3 years, get the hell out of Spain and come back and train. But I think it's far too late, and I'm at the point now, Ben. It doesn't even matter if they get their replacements. I think Liverpool will get Isak.
Yeah.
Do
you think there's a genuine possibility? I'll put this to you, Cheen. Do you think there's a genuine possibility that Isak and his team have made a conscious decision to literally, even if the season was to start, they've made it clear that they're not going to play because if you think about it, Isak's like the front man for Sweden. He'll play regardless. Do you think they've made it that clear that they're gonna push Newcastle to say we're never picking up a ball for you again because you made us that promise in the last 6 to 12 months that you were going to allow us to go, and now you're saying, oh, give us another 6 months, give us another 12 months, and it's like, how much longer are you going to make us wait? We've done 3 years for you. We've said that this is what's going to happen. Now the writing's on the wall.
Ben, there is no way Alexander Isak can go back and play for Newcastle Football Club. If you ask me, it's gone too toxic for him to even come back. We're playing them the second game of the season. It's impossible for him to come back. And you know the crazy thing is, no, there you go. This is a Gaz saying no, it's gone too far. He will be a Liverpool player by Friday, 100%. Two things, Ben. This is an Alexander Isak who 90% of the Liverpool fan base were saying, you know what, he's not that type of guy. He's not that type of guy that will put in a transfer request, because we weren't aware of what would happen about at that time, 2 years ago, a year ago, about his contract. We were all saying he's not that guy. He might not put in the transfer request. Maybe he might push it, but he won't do that type of stuff. This guy has literally gone rogue and gone all out, saying, I want out. He's gone and done everything. He's sat in Spain right now at his previous club. If that doesn't tell you how much he wants out and how peed off he must be with Newcastle, with everything in the way they've handled everything. What are you on about, Asim?
I'm trying to get Ben's attention. You keep on talking.
All right. Yeah.
Sorry.
And
sorry.
Check your phone.
Yeah. And you got to understand is every single thing that he's gone through, he's gone absolutely all out. I want out. He wants out now. There's no faffing about from his side. He's saying to Newcastle, I do not even want to step foot back in to Newcastle. I want to be gone from here, agree a deal. I will fly from Spain to Liverpool and do what I need to do. He doesn't even want to fly back to Newcastle. That's how far it's gone. And I can't see any other way except for him signing for Liverpool within the next week, or however long it takes. But it does make it easy if they bring in a player. But I didn't mention it yesterday, like Asim said, it doesn't matter now. It's gone too far. He will be a Liverpool player.
And just
that's a really interesting point. Sorry, Avi, go on.
Just on that, look, Isak, his agent, Liverpool, they've tried to do this in a fit and proper manner, right? They've tried to be amicable about the situation. Isak's tried to respect Newcastle's wishes, but they're trying to play hardball now, and they're going to play their game, saying, no, you're staying this, and the Saudi owner, Rumayyan, or someone flew over to Newcastle and maybe have these last-ditch talks. That's all on water under the bridge now. Isak has outlined that he is prepared to do whatever it takes, and if that means playing manipulative games with his agent to get this Liverpool deal done before the start of the season, they'll do what it takes. And I think Liverpool are ready to sort of accept that, and Liverpool are ready to play alongside with Isak as well, the ball, whatever it takes to hand him over, for Newcastle to hand him over.
I was just going to say that's a really interesting point that you made, that he is being sort of seen as this really, down to earth guy and not going to cause any trouble. So it does make you think what has been promised to him and his team for him to go to these extremes. And I've even read a few things about the idea that why haven't Newcastle sanctioned him, or why haven't Newcastle fined him or made any statements about the fact that they're not happy with his behaviour, etc., etc., etc. And I feel as though it's almost because, well, they're guilty in a way. It's a guilty conscience, because they're thinking, well, he's only doing what probably anybody would do if they've been made promises that have been broken. So yeah, it's really what's called someone typing up a letter to Isak's people there. Or something in the background.
Is this Joker, isn't it? Honestly, he's chewing gum and he's like put his keyboard on loud. Honestly, have some respect for God's sake.
He's putting a deposition in the background together for what's called for Isak's team. Isak. But yeah, it's a very delicate time at the moment, and I think the next few days, especially when Newcastle land on Monday, I think it is, we're obviously back in the country now as well. Couple of days to rest and then back to Kirby. But yeah, I think it's going to be I think it all feels as though the whole scenario is bubbling up, and I definitely feel as though we're getting to a point where this can't carry on for another month. It's going to have to be dealt with in the next week or so, because it really is toxic now, isn't it?
And Ben, what we've been talking about is like they can't have it both ways. And I made this point as well in my Transfer Daily show today. Is you can't have it both ways, where you say the player's not for sale, or you can't be unsettling our player, but then put in the same article that Lee Ryder wrote today.
I saw that. Yeah, you sent me that, didn't you? Yeah.
You can't have it both ways. Where
totally different narrative.
Sell our player, but be quick, because you're faffing about with the Diaz sale and the Nunes sale, and put a bid in, for God's sake. What? This is how much of a disaster Newcastle's PR has been this summer.
Yeah.
And I think
they haven't even got a comms guy managing it, have they?
100%. And I feel for Eddie Howe in the same way where Arne Slot was asked every single question every single week about the 3 big contracts, and he handled it unbelievably well and won a league. What are you guys laughing about?
Yeah. What are you saying there, Avi?
There really are some fucking Kurichods in the chat. Honestly, there really is. I'm sorry.
Right.
Language.
Talking of chat, we'll do a few super chats then now.
Have you seen Professor Gene?
Where's Professor Gene?
Yeah.
Has anyone started that one?
Anyway.
Go get Abby going tonight.
Well,
Ben,
right, okay.
Ben, you've taken my rights away. Yeah, I can't even do anything.
That was a strategic move, Avi, so that the show actually goes
all
to
my
plan,
rights have gone.
and it doesn't turn into complete chaos. Right, Fattel, thank you very much for the super chat. Big up, lads. Fingers crossed Isak joins. Massively fingers crossed.
Thank you so much.
Just now, Avi, we're doing super chats now. Pipe down. Kevin Laird, the main man again, he's back. Chat with the Ultras. When NUFC signed 2 attacker. Isak is a red. I think that's what we all assume. I do think though now Asim's got a massive point in that it will come to a situation where it might just be maybe one they get into the door, and then we pull the trigger and we'll see how it pans out. And then this one here from West Coast LFC LA from not far from you, that Avi maybe. There's no way they can force him to stay anymore. It would raise concerns to players and agents they are looking to deal with, to let alone current players. And that's a great point as well, in the fact that Isak signed a 6-year deal. But what does that say if somebody comes and on a 6-year deal, and then you're basically saying we won't give you a pay rise if you become our flagship striker and basically are the key reason why we've got back into Europe's elite competition. We won't give you a pay rise. We'll just hold you to hostage on a 6-year deal. It just doesn't make sense, and it's just not, unfortunately, how football works. All clubs have to sell at some stage. I was thinking today about some situations that we've been in. We've had to eat humble pie with Raheem Sterling. We had to sell him for a premium to Manchester City, who are our arch rivals. And, with all due respect, we're a 10 times bigger club than Manchester City. But at that point in time, we weren't anywhere near their level from a financial position or in a position where we were challenging for titles. And we had to swallow our pride and do what was right for the team. Torres was the same. But it's interesting, though, the fact that I was thinking when we reluctantly sold, is it Torres, was it? I think, or was it Suarez? Suarez, we were messing about and we weren't sure what to do. We ended up having to buy Balotelli, which wasn't the best deal in the world. So I do feel like Newcastle may well not get who they really want this summer, but it's damage limitation now. It's damage limitation.
I think, Ben, this deal totally reminds me of Fernando Torres. Because Fernando Torres, if you read his interviews after, he said, I was promised things by the Hex, wherever the owners were. I was promised incomings. I was promised this. Then I see players leaving. I wasn't too happy with the way things are running. We were told this was going to happen. I wanted to go and win titles, and nothing was happening. So this is why. Where did he go? He went to Chelsea to try and win more titles. This reminds me of that. Isak was promised things. It hasn't happened. He's gone now and gone to try to go to a club in England. Again, he went to Chelsea. Wants to come to the Liverpool, wants to come to the Champions to try and win the 2 biggest trophies.
Yeah. What do you think, Avi, the perception of the other Premier League clubs is on this whole deal? Obviously, you've got one angle where teams are like, oh my word, don't want Liverpool to get Isak because it puts them in an unbelievable position to defend the title. But then on the flip side, there must be other clubs thinking Newcastle are a bit of a shit show at the moment.
Yeah, and look, I liken it to, we've been in this situation many times before, Ben, even under Hicks and Gillette, when we had Ian Air flying out to Ukraine trying to get that Konoplyanka deal. He's made to wait on the 11th hour, and we still couldn't get the player. We've been in these situations before. Alexis Sanchez, you talk about Mario Balotelli, that was the same summer that we gave a blueprint to Alexis Sanchez, where we wanted him to replace Suarez in a Brendan Rodgers system, but his wife wanted to live in London, so he went to Arsenal. I think other clubs are probably thinking, well, if they come for one of our forwards, we can put on another 10, 15 million. The likes of Johan Risa. Risa's coming up to being 29, and he's had a good season, don't get me wrong, but he's not a top ticket number 9, is he? Nowhere near being a top ticket number 9. And that pressure, one thing that Newcastle fans are great at is they give the number 9s time, and they give them a lot of affection and love. We know that even when Faustino Asprilla back in the day came to Newcastle, I know he wasn't a number 9, but he came as a forward. Les Ferdinands, Alan Shearer's, Andy Carroll's, they give them time and they are loved. That's why, look, I think there's a possibility here, because there's not many suitors outside of Saudi at the moment for Darwin Núñez. It could be that it's a match made in heaven where they come in for a Darwin Núñez, they take Núñez off our hands, and then we still end up paying, obviously, top back for Alexander Isak. I think there's a
How do you think the financials would look of that deal if we did Núñez?
2 separate deals. You sell Núñez for 50 million. I think that's the going rate for him. Ideally, we would have wanted more, but Saudis aren't coming in for him. 50 million for him, and then your outlay is 80 million, 75 million for Isak?
Do you think they would go for that? 75 and Núñez?
They're scrambling right now, Ben. Why wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And Darwin Núñez is not a bad player, guys. He's not a
No,
bad player.
no.
And who knows?
His
At
reputation's a tad tarred, though, in the Premiership, isn't it? I'm afraid. But he has, ironically, he scored 2 of his best goals against Newcastle, didn't he?
Ben, the pressure is
3.
far less. The pressure is far less at being a club. No disrespect to Newcastle, they're a big club. They've got the potential to be a massive club like a Manchester City in the future. But right now, it could be that Darwin Núñez has got the perfect surroundings, playing at St James's Park, home, and then obviously away. The surroundings could be better for him there because the pressures of being an elite 9 at Liverpool, it's astronomical. And he hasn't, unfortunately, he hasn't taken that pressure.
But Avi, why do you think those links haven't really come to the surface?
Fruition.
Darwin Núñez.
No, and it's not as if I know anything, but you just feel that that's in the way they're scrambling. And if they're being linked with Wisa, why wouldn't they go in for a Darwin Núñez? Why wouldn't they want a Darwin Núñez?
Do you think we would give them a discount on Darwin to help force
Buttery up, maybe.
Why would we give them a discount if they're trying to take our pants down?
I think 15 million is a discount anyway for Darwin Núñez.
We're not giving it. We're not going to give them any discount because they're not going to give us any discount. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. But one thing I want to say, Ben, and you asked the how would the other Premiership clubs feel about this actual deal? If I'm honest with you, teams like Aston Villa, the Uniteds of this world, they shouldn't be against it, because if Alexander Isak stays, their 5th place that they're really going for to try and get in the Champions League is in jeopardy because they've got one of the best strikers in the world playing for Newcastle. Yeah. If we take that striker away from them, it's easier for them because Newcastle are in a bit of a pickle now. They can't bring in their players. Yeah. They've lost their best striker. It's slightly easier for them to try and make the top 5 for next season to try and get Champions League.
Absolutely, yeah. They're suddenly vulnerable, aren't they?
Yeah.
And especially with a Champions League campaign, you see what it does to a squad that hasn't got any depth in it, and it can have a big impact, can't it? I don't know. Who would you say then would be favourites for that 5th spot?
I don't look. The 5th spot is I think the 4 is done. I'll be surprised if it sorts itself. And then the 5th one is an interesting one. I did think Newcastle, if they signed Seshko, and they would have had a bit more money, depending on what deals they do from now till the end of the summer, it'll be interesting to see who they bring in. But right now, if you ask me who I think will be that 5th team, it's difficult. I don't think United are even if United get Seshko,
I think Spurs will be fine.
That's who I was going to say. Spurs. I didn't watch the game today. From what I told you, they're doing some decent business. They're linked to, I think, Paulinho. I think it's practically a done deal for them as well. Of course, they missed out on Morgan Gibbs-White, but I think they've done some decent business. They'll bring in a few more. Frank's a decent manager. I think again, they're in the Champions League. That might hinder them. So we'll have to wait and see. But I think Spurs right now.
Interesting you mentioned Spurs. I caught about half an hour of it today on me lunch, and on my word, Thomas Frank's name written all over them straight away. Really? They were solid as a rock. Wow. Yeah, Arsenal didn't hardly have any chances at all. Obviously, it's pre-season, all that palaver, but they were a totally different outfit. They weren't wide open. They weren't, ball bombing forwards. They were compact. They were solid, and then they took the chance when it come along. What
system did Thomas Frank play today?
He played he played a 4-3-3, but he played Richarlison through the middle. He played Kudus wide right, and I forget who it was wide left. But yeah, he was very compact, very solid. Didn't have the fullbacks bombing on. I don't think I saw.
Kudus and
crossed the halfway line.
Odegaard as well.
Yeah, that's right. He played on the left. He played left of the 3, I think it was. Yeah, but yeah, they were good. They were impressive, and I think they'll do well. But they've got Champions League, haven't they? And how much that impacts a team, especially when the games come thick and fast. It's not easy when you've got eight group games. So yeah, it'll be interesting. I think I hate to say it, but I think United, if they do get settled, then they might have a much better season. Whether it's enough to get anywhere near 5th, I don't know, but we shall see.
So okay, is it going to be? Is it going to be a big weekend then, Ben?
Big this weekend? I feel like it tends to be a little bit quieter at the weekends. I think probably the from our perspective, we're probably still getting back on the time zone, and it'll be back into training and stuff. I feel like after the friendly on Monday and after the kit launch, obviously tomorrow, I think next week is. Let's label next week as the bomber week, because I think next week something's going to give next week because Newcastle are back on Monday, aren't they? As we've said, and yeah, it feels like it's all coming into that episode in EastEnders when we all found out who
shot
Phil Mitchell. I think we're going to find out. As
long as the Geordies don't shoot Isak, it's all right.
Yeah, as long as fingers crossed. Well, that's why he's in Spain, isn't it? So he's he can stay away from the hit squads.
Sorry, guys.
How we doing for likes, people?
I don't know. You know what? I found out a couple of days ago. The reason why sometimes the likes are a bit low, well, really low, is quite a few of the chat are watching on their phones. So what they need to do is close the chat and then like. Unless they're watching on a laptop or an iPad, it's a lot easier. The lazy buggers sometimes get too comfortable, don't want to close the chat and like. So even if you have to pause for literally like 3-4 seconds, chat, you won't miss anything. You just close that chat, smash the like, and come back in. I think
okay, we're doing it. 10-second reflection time.
Harry, go on. Go, Pagan.
Right, okay, that's it. That's enough time. Right, let's do those super chats. Another one from Ali. The fans have turned banners. Lol, Isaac is a red. Yeah, that banner today was very Steven Gerrard-esque, wasn't it? When they were burning the shirts and a couple of Trent ones as well. Like, so I think, as I say, the writing is on the wall, definitely. And one more from D. Is that 520?
Yeah.
We're negotiating with kids. Newcastle out of their depth. It didn't have to be as toxic as this. Spot on. And struggling to believe Isaac is being a dick. Newcastle tainting his image. Yeah, I think that's a hugely valid point. I think they're trying to turn the narrative on so it's all about Isak, and it will be very interesting. I don't want to get ahead of myself, but it'll be interesting to see what he's got to say for himself when he does the opening interviews for LFC TV. I'm sure it'll be all very dignified, and he'll thank Newcastle for his great time there. But I feel like it'll be swept under the carpet as fast as possible. Right, okay. Are we done with Isak then? Have we got anything else? Any other thoughts on Isak? I feel like the show always starts with the Isak section, doesn't it?
What, we're only doing 37 minutes on Isak, Ben?
Only 37 minutes, yeah. It almost feels an inevitability now, doesn't it? It's like it's not that controversial anymore.
I'm gonna have to leave you all here. No bombers today. I'll be back tomorrow. Ben, I wanted to just say congratulations on you hosting. I wanted to be here for that special occasion. I hope I was respectful, but tomorrow I'll go back to normal because I'm in my home office. So tomorrow,
I fully expect Abby to be back in about 10 minutes.
No set statement. Like I said before, Isak will be a Liverpool club for the first game of the season.
Can you tell all the viewers to smash a like and subscribe, please?
That's your job, not mine. Thank you very much.
Dear me. Here's an interesting one for another topic of conversation. Isak will win the Golden Boot Salah Playmaker Award. What are your thoughts, guys?
Right, I'll settle for that right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
I know Gene won't, because he wants the king. He wants Muhammad to win the Golden Boot. And you know what? I'm only settling for it because Isak will be in the red shirt, and I'll settle for it. No problem.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
I'll settle for it just about, but Muhammad is still getting the Golden Boot.
Yeah, he's the king, isn't he? He's the king. Is there anyone else who you think, apart from the obvious, that would be Golden Boot?
Haaland will obviously be up there.
Yeah.
Who else? Gyökeres might take a bit of time to settle.
I don't see him today. He didn't play.
I don't think Arsenal create enough chances.
No,
that is probably their biggest over the season. And I caught a small reaction. It came on my Instagram from AFTV. We always follow AFTV whenever they lose. And Lee was saying it's same old. A lot of signings, but same old Arsenal where they cut the wide areas off. I didn't watch the game, but this was his take about they cut the wide areas off, and we really, really struggled. And they keep going at Martin Odegaard.
I saw that. Yeah, they're not happy, are they? Like, you know what? I really like Lee. I've got a lot of time for him. I think he's a really sort of like, he's not sort of like one of those pundits fans who's just completely blinkered and just sees only the good. He sees the bigger picture. And Robbie's very similar as well. Very, very sort of like fair in their opinions, aren't they? And yeah, I saw that a little bit last year where they were going for Odegaard. And so you're saying that it's continued on a little bit this time round?
Yeah, I like I said, I didn't watch the game, Ben, but they were pissed off at him. Like when the wide areas are cut off, and you said, Tottenham were really in a proper rigid formation and didn't let them through.
Yeah.
You have to have some players that take the risk, and sometimes, your creators are gonna put a few passes astray, but that one pass that will split open the defense and you get the goal and you get the big chance from that. And Martin Odegaard, he had that season where he got about 10 goals and 10 assists, and he was brilliant. But it feels like every time I watch him, one, he's receiving too wide or too deep, and it feels like he is the ball retainer rather than the risker, the guy who takes a risk 10, 15 yards further up the field. Is he a player that just holds a position on top of the box and finds a little pocket? For me, every time I watch him, he's a guy who needs to come to the ball, and he finds himself too deep at times. And especially when you've got someone like Rice and Zubamendi, where those guys, Zubamendi will play a pass, Rice will drive with the ball, but who's going to play that pass 10, 15 yards further up the field? And I really like Martin Odegaard, but if you've got, and this is probably where Arteta, I don't want to make an Arsenal show, that I think Miles Lewis-Skelly needs to be up and down rather than in midfield. And I think he can do that. And I know Miles Lewis-Skelly did play in midfield a lot, but I think he's got the energy and the legs and the footballing ability and output to go up and down that flank as well and be a different type, more conventional left back. And if you've got that, then, whether you're facing a low block or a mid block or even a 5 at the back, you've got your creators who find a bit of more space then. But I think Martin Odegaard is a big season for him. Why? They've got Wanyeri, like really pushing him.
Chomping at the bit.
Exactly. And no one's going to take Saka's place, let's be honest. And they've got a few wingers to, Madueke will probably do some shifts on the left and right as well. But I repeat, it's all eyes on Odegaard. And he's probably the guy who's going to create the chances. Gene don't believe him.
Yeah.
I like him as a player.
Oh, yeah, listen, Asim. You've always liked him. You were liking all of Arsenal players back then.
No,
that's the truth. You were raving about Arsenal. Arsenal, Arteta's a brilliant coach. He does this. His players are doing this. You give me all of this spiel. The truth is, he's not good enough. He had a decent season. Look, I'm going to give him one decent season. He was never at the level. He just went through a bit of a spurt. He played really well, and people thought he became this unbelievable player. If he was that good, he spent 6 seasons, 5 years at Madrid. He would have made it, and he didn't.
Oh, so come on. Look, how many players have not made it at Real Madrid?
One second. He came to England. He had half a season, and he had one season where he had a good season. He was never, ever really going to take himself to the next level. He's just good on the eye, plays a nice little pass here and there, keeps it nice and tidy, few little passes here and there. TK, that's all he's good at. He is not an elite 10. He's not an elite 10.
Maybe he needs to be that like Bernardo Silva type then, Gene.
Yeah, people are saying I'm a hater. I'm not a hater.
He's not that versatile either, is he? He can't really play him in any other position other than in that attacking midfield role.
He's a slightly better version of Harvey Elliott. That's what it is. Yeah. He's a slightly better version.
You can't say slightly better version.
Well, is he 10 times better than him?
No, he's not 10 times. Obviously, they're both extremes now, aren't they?
He's a better. I'm not saying he's not better. He's better than him, but he's not.
I'll tell you what he is. I'll tell you what he is. He's elite press resistance player without a shadow of a doubt. You very, very rarely see him lose the ball, and you very, very rarely see him getting caught in possession. But from a goal threat, they need more, obviously. And he had that season, obviously, where he was supplying Saka, and there was a great wavelength. But he did obviously have injuries this season. So I think Asim's right. That is huge. It's a huge season for him. But that brings me on to me next thought then, Sheen. So who would you say is Liverpool's biggest threat to the title this season? Would you say it's Arsenal, or would you say someone else? Man City. Why?
City. I just look. It's Pep Guardiola. He's gonna be feeling it, and he's gonna be hurt the way they dropped off last season. They will be back next season. I don't think they will be as good as they were in previous years where they were getting 90 plus every single season. No, but I think in terms of Liverpool and threat, I think they're going to be on it. I just get this feeling they're going to be on it. I've got them finishing second ahead of Arsenal. So I genuinely believe that they will be more of a threat. Chelsea are a threat, make no mistake, but I think it's a season. They need one more season.
Am I right in saying that this is Pep's last season? I think I've asked this before.
Think so. I think so.
Is it Pep's last season?
I think so.
Yeah.
They say that in it every year he signs though.
Yeah, I just wonder whether or not last season is there a thing where if it doesn't go perfect right from the off, do the players start to think in the back of their minds, well, this guy's not in charge next season, so I don't necessarily have to, pull the toe the line sort of thing. I don't know. I feel Arsenal
when I look at
primed.
When I look at Pep Guardiola, Ben, I see a tired man.
Yeah, I do as well.
See a tired man.
I do.
And I think there's been a lot of money spent, wild money. And yes, there's some really good players. Mamouche had a decent period after January. You can say that money was justified. But look, they bought some good players. Ryan Days, Rodri's back. Nouri's a decent wing back / fullback. But I think Arsenal's team is a lot more settled.
There's a lot more pressure on Arsenal
this
season than any
that's
other
a great point.
I would say that. Yeah,
crazy pressure on them.
I think they'll still finish second, Gene, ahead of City.
Asim, if they have a bad start to this season, the fan base, the club, the pressure that the players are going to be under, the manager is going to be under is mental. They've got a difficult start to the season. They've got to go to Anfield in their third game as well. United away first game. Anything can happen. Anything can happen in the first 3 games. The guy can potentially, they could potentially lose a couple of games. Well, look, we can as well. But the pressure on isn't as great. We've just won a title. If they lose 1 or 2 games in their first 3 games before that international break, the pressure they're going to be under is immense. And I'm telling you, this is why I've got them 4th. There's a reason.
Would you be concerned?
I think they're second or third. I can't see. Chelsea will be too inconsistent, Gene.
And you see, I saw the fixtures, the first 6, and I looked at Arsenal.
Arsenal's. I can remember Sully crying when the fixtures came out.
Yeah, I think they've got Newcastle in there. I think they've got United
throw
away.
Up the first 3 games, away. Chat.
I think they got United away on the first day.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Or
first
home,
day.
Maybe. Home,
away.
Perhaps.
United
away.
Old Trafford.
Yes.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. Would signing Eze make you more concerned?
I think he's going to be on the bench, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's a good player, man.
Would you take him at Liverpool?
No.
As that left wing option if we can't get Rodrigo?
I don't think he's a winger.
Okay. I think I wouldn't mind Gakpo and Eze as options, as long as we get Isak.
I think
that right now.
I'll take that right now. You'll do that, of course.
I always thought that Eze was older, like 28, 29. I don't know how old is he?
I think he's at least 27, maybe.
Yeah, so it doesn't feel like a huge change to Diaz, really, does it?
Just turned 27 last month.
Yeah. I would be more concerned about him than Martinelli, if I'm being honest. I think he's
players, yeah. Well, it would be
different players, but he's a real genuine threat. He's always been a threat against us, hasn't he?
They've got a difficult start, man. United, Liverpool, in the first 5, they've got City as well at home, though.
Have they?
Yeah, they've got City as well at home, and then United in their first 6, they've got United, Liverpool, City, and Newcastle away.
Yeah,
that's their first 6.
The Isak situation, just whizzing back to it, I think it's such an important. It's actually a big advantage. Like whatever happens, he's either playing for us or he's probably not playing for Newcastle. To not have him as a weapon against you on the second game, because that's such a difficult game to go to St James's Park, first game of the season on a Monday night. So to blunt their attack in that way is I'll pay for this now because Ollie Watkins will score or something like that. But yeah, it feels like that is a huge advantage for us to not have to face them, especially if they're going to be in turmoil. But yeah, that is really interesting. We've got a few more super chats coming in now. Let's just do a couple here. Where were we? Jack Tibble. Isaac will be golden boot. Oh no, so we've done that one. Apologies, you got a bonus there, Jack. How long until Ben shows us? Yeah, what's this one here? How long until Ben shows us his Punjabi? Is that the language?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's the language. That's the language.
Pulija.
There we
Well,
are.
you better
Alex.
not be saying that about Isak.
No, that's the only one I've learned so far, and I've only been able to integrate it. So, but I'm trying. I'm definitely trying to integrate it. I don't want to disrespect it, so I don't want to like say things wrong
You can say
and
what
say
you
things
want, mate. You can say what you
incorrect.
want.
But yeah, oh, you just unstarred them all.
No, I
I
haven't.
didn't
There's
touch him.
two more
I
to
didn't
go.
touch him.
They've all just been unstarred. All
That one
two-star
hasn't.
super chats. Is that all of them? All right, okay. So we've got another one. Sorry, from Jack again. Get Cresswell and Mark Guay. I think Mark Guay is, as in like that young kid Cresswell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was some links about him a couple of weeks ago, wasn't
there
there?
was. Yeah,
That we like him, we're monitoring him. He's maybe on the
Yeah.
laptop, but Mark Gahey, I think I've still got a feeling with that. That Liverpool are trying
Yeah.
to play the game, play the narrative that we are comfortable. But I think Palace know as well that currently that you don't have a full centre back. And as much as Slot in front of the cameras is talking about Robertson in centre back positions and
yeah.
Ryan Gravenberch.
It's not a
in
chance he's
centre back
thinking he's doing that.
yeah, when you've got about 10, 15 minutes left in the game and you're chasing a game, it's fine. But you can't
Yeah.
go into a season. The champions cannot go into a season with 3 recognized centre backs. And I'd go as far as, and I'm sure every single person watching and us 3 on the stream, that if Liverpool go into the season with 3 centre backs only in Van Dijk, Kanate, and Joe Gomez,
Joe Gomez.
I think it would be criminal.
Yeah, I do as
criminal.
well. The thing that makes me feel okay about Guay is that he's not been linked with anybody else of any significance. So it makes me feel as though that one is just, it's a little bit of a, an eye staring contest with Palace. And it's almost as if like, let's see who blinks first. And I think when it gets close to the window, we'll probably just, if they haven't blinked, we'll probably just take it on the chin and pay the 40, 45 that they're looking for and get it over the line, unless they've got another player lined up that we don't know about, or maybe they're thinking another player might become available. What did I see today, actually, that we were linked with somebody? Oh, yeah, I did hear today, I wouldn't say it was that Paul Van Hecke from Brighton has refused to sign a new contract, and he is very much a ball-playing centre-back, and he's definitely somebody that potentially I think would fit Slot style, and another Dutch guy as well, like, so play alongside Van Dijk. So maybe that's one to keep a little eye on. Are you laughing at there, Gene? You saying something?
You're on mute, Gene.
You're on mute.
No, somebody put the comment up, but Asim's been speaking quite a lot about Van Hecke.
I heard
really? Yeah.
I heard that people at the club, the nerds, do like him. I think it was Chip and Gene show about a couple of months ago, and I asked because I heard that when Hecke is liked, but there's a question mark. There's a red flag against him that his recovery pace is not up to scratch. And playing at Brighton, with all due respect, they do play front foot football, even if when they do come up against the big boys. And it's probably shown that he doesn't have the recovery pace. And you have to be 5-10 yards further up the field when you come up to a club like Liverpool. And that's my only concern. But in terms of metrics, Ben, in terms of ball progression and balls into midfield, he's one of the best in the league.
Good footballer. He's a good footballer. And maybe would the lack of pace in transition be compensated by Frimpong's pace, potentially? I don't know. Maybe is an option.
Harkin, you mentioned him, Billy. There we are.
Okay, we've got one more super chat. Sorry, another one. Sorry, two more. Another one from Jack. Thank you very much. Much appreciated for your kindness tonight, Jack. Still Arsenal with crap defense. Second again. Ole, ole. Fingers crossed, mate. And then Mohammed Kibera 5529. Thank you very much for the super chat.
Kibria.
Is he one of your crew?
Yeah.
Yes, the boys. Ben is Hogia for Isaac.
Basically, Hogia means it's done. Yeah, he said it right.
It's done. Isaac Hogia. Magic.
That's it. That's getting clipped. That's a gift now.
Oh no. That's it. I'm done. Right. Okay.
You've actually just said Isaac's a dickhead. So
shut off. Listen, you can say so. Hey, so I'm used to dealing with this all the time. So my father-in-law, he's Honduranian, so he speaks fluent Spanish. So my wife also speaks fluent Spanish as well. And whenever he comes to the house, they just sit there chatting away in Spanish, and I can hear them saying stuff in the background. And there's a couple of lines like "cate hombre" and "cierre la boca," and I've worked out that they mean stupid man or stupid person, or ignorant man, or thick man. And I'm like, I know who you're talking about. I'm not that daft, you know. So yeah, so I'm very, very much used to having the piss taken out of me when it comes to language barriers. So yeah, I'm all in, people. I'm all in. It's all good. It's all fun and games. Well, Ben, okay, where are we at now?
Ben, question I wanted to ask you.
I'm not going. Don't worry.
No. Just generally, I'm saying in terms of, obviously we spoke about Gay and Cresswell. We need 2 centre backs, no?
2
before the window closes.
Do you think so?
I think so.
My gut feeling is that he feels as though the 4th centre back is going to be Endo / Gravenberch. More so Endo than Gravenberch, to be honest. But that, again, that's a break glass. And I think he banks on the idea of being able to keep Canate and then / Gueye fit. And we all know Van Dijk's a machine and just plays most weeks. So I think they are going to have to roll the dice to a certain degree. We can't front load so much so that players are coming of any quality that aren't going to get any games. We're not dropping 40 million on somebody who's going to be 4th choice. In my opinion anyway, I don't feel like the club will do that, because I feel like they'll want to be able to sell game time to anybody who comes through the door. So I think that's a big factor with Gueye. He'll want to know that he's going to be playing a big part. But to caveat it, we're talking a 60-game season, aren't we? So you may well be right. But then I don't know. I know what your answer to this will be but the argument would be, well, why did we just keep Kwanzaa? But I think you've answered it before. I just think the faith is gone with Kwanzaa, wasn't it? And they didn't feel as though they could have the trust in him. And obviously 35 million from Leverkusen was too much to resist as well. That's a big price for a kid who's hardly played a game for us in the last 12 months. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting. I think 1, definitely, without a doubt. And then maybe 2. Maybe if there's a opportunistic player that comes on the market towards the end of the window, we shall see. What do you think, Asim? 1 or 2?
I think 1 definitely. I think that'll be Mark Gahey. I asked a few people a couple of days ago, and the response I got is, I think we'll get an 18, 19-year-old. I didn't get a name, and that's all I got. But I don't think there is a name even in the rumour mill at the moment. Gene's been mentioning someone like Leone. I won't be surprised if he's coming up high up in the metrics, but that plan we know has been there for a while. Missed out on 3 players now. Colville, we understood we liked him, even though he hasn't really. I think he had a decent month at the end of the season. He's really struggling before that.
Liked him, yeah.
We definitely liked him. Huyson, Euro. So that 18, 19-year-old is a separate case to someone like Mark Gahey. But the only thing Mark Gahey would give us is, I'm not just sitting on the fence, is Mark Gahey's versatility probably allows us not to get desperate for that 18, 19-year-old, because that succession plan is there, but we're not. If Mark Gahey comes I'd be happy with that as long as we got Isak, as long as we got an option at the left wing. The ideal situation, and I want 2 centre backs. I've been crying out for it for the last 2-3 months, but I think the club will make sure they need to get that 18, 19-year-old right, and it has to be a high ceiling. And all those 3 players, maybe bar Colwill, I think Huijsen, especially this summer, there is a feeling at the club that they missed out on one this summer because he hasn't got a really high ceiling.
Yeah. No, very, very interesting to see what happens. Do you feel like there's any chance that we'll do a centre back before Isak, or our next business is Isak? Full stop?
I think that community shield. I think if we were gonna go get an 18, 19-year-old and there was someone obvious right now, I think we would have done it by now.
Yeah.
We would have done it by now. But
you don't think there's any chance that they wouldn't want to risk Gueye in the community shield if there's a deal ready to go?
True, but Crystal Palace have been resolute at the moment. They've been stubborn. And there's a bit of game of chess. They know Liverpool want him. Liverpool know Crystal Palace will blink late on. There is a bit of he wants to play in the community. No, he doesn't want to play. Crystal Palace want him to play in the community shield. And I think it maybe we do a deal after that. And I think it will. Yeah. The closer it gets, I think Crystal Palace, as rich Premier League clubs are, they will reduce that value by 5, 6, 10 million pounds, wherever it is. And Liverpool will compromise. And the reason why he's not been linked heavily with Spurs and Newcastle or anybody else is he wants Liverpool.
Yeah. Difficult question, Gene. Really difficult question. But I'll put it to you anyway, just out of interest. If we get Isak over the line, which we all hope we will, but he ends up costing us closer to 150, and it's a lot more than what we realise, but we've gone all in on him and we've got to commit to him and we get him. If then a decision needs to be made and it's Gueye or Rodrigo, which one would you plumb for?
We need a centre-back. I cannot take any chances. That centre-back position is, we cannot take any chances.
Even for the prospect of the magical
Joe Gomez being injured and bloody Kanate with his injury prone, Van Dijk's a year older, you simply can't take a chance. I have been watched, we all have, the season when we lost Lovren, we sold Lovren, and we went into the season with 3 centre-backs. We were top of the table.
It's already on Twitter. No, Zach has put it up.
We were top of the table in October. Van Dijk gets injured. Even by November, December, we were still top because we still have Matip and Gomez playing. Gomez gets injured. We literally scraped 4th by the skin of our teeth come the end of the season. I don't want to see no Rodrigo before Gueye. No chance. You live in cloud cuckoo if you're saying Rodrigo. We're not scoring 8 every game.
Asim, do you agree with this one?
Rodrigo, let's play. Why not? You score 8, we'll score 9.
Are you as sensible as Gene? Would you plumb for Gueye over Rodrigo if it come down to it?
And does it mean that we cannot get anybody else at left wing?
Yeah, no. So so it's like we're going all in on one or the other.
Yeah, I think his door's coming, Ben. Yeah, but look,
sorry.
No, it's fine. But what would you do?
I'd go Gueye as well. Yeah, as much as I'd love to just say, you know what, let's go for it and get Rodrigo. In fact, actually, you know what, I think I would go for Rodrigo. You know, and just roll the dice and say that front four. Rodrigo, Isak, Salah and Wirtz. Is there not a little tiny bit of Gene that would love a bit of that?
I would absolutely adore to see that, but bloody hell, at the back is a problem, man. I've seen this play out previously. We had Salah, Mane, Firmino and Jota at that time, 4 unbelievable players, 3 in their prime, and then we literally scraped 4th.
Even if what about if it tempts you with you see Joe Gomez in training over the weekend and he plays against Bilbao for 90 minutes on Monday and he's fine? Would that tempt you?
A month later, he'll be injured.
Yeah.
We can't take any chances.
Not selling you there, am I?
No, I'm not. That's non-negotiable for me. Asim.
we've got to. It's a big risk. Asim's thinking about it.
So there's nobody coming out left wing there.
Nobody's coming at centre back. Wait,
Right.
either a centre back, either a Gay or a Rodrigo. That's it. No other replacements. Just them two.
Or an elite left winger. I'll let you say that. I'll let you say an elite, but the elite one is Rodrigo.
Yeah,
Isn't it? He's the prize one. I'm not going to offer you Gordon because I don't think you would. That's definitely not going to be.
I would go for a centre back.
Boo.
If Kanate didn't have a question mark against him, if Joe Gomez wasn't made out of straw, then I'd risk it. We have to get a centre back, boys.
Can we put a poll up in the chat?
Yeah, that's
Quay or Rodrigo?
Admin's are asleep, Ben.
Admin's are asleep or something.
Oh, have a wait. Right, let's give us a Rodrigo or a Quay in the chat, boy. People, come on.
Let's
get it in there.
You only allowed one, though. You only allowed one.
We're getting Isak. That's done. And then it's the last week of the window, and Rodrigo comes on the market, and we're like, we've only got the money to be able to do Rodrigo or Guay. Which one are you doing? And I'm going to throw it in there that Gomez is fit.
Let's see what
we're saying.
Gay.
I don't know what this fella's smoking, but he needs to have a word with himself.
Gay, plenty of gays, boys.
Plenty of gays.
Rodrigos, a couple of Rodrigos.
Yeah. The gamblers amongst us. Good stuff. Okay, so we do you want to throw the questions out there, or is there any more super chats? Let me just have a quick look. We've got oh yes, another one there.
No, that's it.
Oh no, we haven't. We've done them all. Yeah, we've done them all.
Did you do this? The still Arsenal one.
We did that.
Okay.
Yeah, he done that one. Yeah.
Okay. Still 1,000 people in here, boys and girls.
There is, yeah, there is.
No, what's called? Channel.
No more news coming through at all. I've not even checked my phone.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Should we go to the 5-minute questions then?
Yeah, absolutely. What if I consider? Oh, they're saying something about Alvarez. I don't think that one's happening. Yeah, so let's start a few questions then, chaps, and see if we can get a couple of decent ones in.
It is a decent one.
The January transfer window look like? Sales. You ain't buying anyone. I'll tell you that right now.
Ooh, Stiller's got an ACL. Oh wow. Where's he? Where's Stiller? Has he made a move?
Angelo Stiller, is that?
Yeah, is he still out there? I think he's Stuttgart. Has he got an ACL at Stuttgart? Sad.
Must be, yeah.
Sad.
Yeah, I never like to see that. I saw I saw Joe Willock as well. Got a really bad injury in the Newcastle friendly yesterday. So they're now down to just pretty much 3 first choice centre mids because they sold who's the local lad who they sold a couple of weeks ago. Got a brother.
Yeah. He went to Leeds, didn't he?
Yeah, Leeds, like 12, 15 million. Oh, what's his name? Someone will tell me in the chat what his name is now. I can't remember.
Listen.
Longstaff. Well done. Thank you very much.
Oh, we need a separate show for this.
Oh, mate, don't make me do this. Don't make me do it. We've never had this conversation.
What? Where are you, Ben? Where are you?
There's only one answer.
Oh,
Messi. It's Messi. All day.
For years.
And twice on Sunday.
Ben, for years, we would fight. I am not lying. We would fight. How can a Man United Liverpool fan? For me, it's another. How can a Liverpool fan support Ronaldo?
No,
Ronaldo was made in the gym.
I don't care if it's this football or it's football. I don't care. How can you do that? For me, it just doesn't make sense. Anyway, but thankfully, Messi's proven everybody wrong.
Ronaldo was made in the gym. Messi was made in heaven.
Angie, go on then. Right, Bacon, that's that.
Like
that. Let's see what else we've got. The chat's all in on Messi there. That's an easy question. Yeah, no Ronaldo lovers.
I liked, man.
Bilal is.
Oh yeah, we've got another super chat there as well. Let's throw this one up. Rodrigo, Isak, Salah, Vert is a bit of fun. That's my man. She's not actually.
My photos, you're not taking this guy's.
Where's that from?
Oh, he's in Dubai. UAE.
Where's that photo?
Is that you, Sheena, at a fancy dress party?
No, he's on a. He's got a
Oh,
skydive.
he's on
Isn't
a
it?
skydive. I'm on them bloody things. Where's he got this? This is somebody that we know, man.
Is this
Oh
Instagram?
my word, that's
Is it
heavy. That
Instagram?
They've nicked it from Instagram then.
It must be.
Nicked
Have you
it
got
from-
that on Instagram though?
I think I have.
Yeah, they've nicked it from Instagram.
you know you've made it in life
Yeah, I've
when you
even
get
got my
stalked
Ben,
on
I've even
Instagram,
got my
don't you?
Argentina top on there.
I love it. I love it.
It's a question I really
Right.
like,
Any
man.
more questions, boys and girls?
Salah Ballon d'Or next year or Liverpool win the Champions League?
Or one or the other?
You have to
Yeah.
go Champions League, man.
It's got to be Champions League.
Ballon d'Or.
Sorry.
I'm only
Love the king.
joking. I'm only joking, you know.
No, I go for both actually. We win the Champions League and Salah will
Definitely getting the Ballon d'Or.
Oh dear mate, honestly.
Come on, of course I have hair. You
Honestly.
know about you, man.
Some people, there's no respect in this world, is there, Sheen?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't discuss this. We can't discuss this. Childhood celebrity crushes.
I'll tell you mine, Jennifer Lopez. Well,
Angie!
wrong with that?
Guilty pleasure.
Angie!
Celebrity crushes.
Bite
Mine
myself.
is mine's Amanda.
Amanda, go on. Hold on.
What's Amanda? What's her freaking surname?
Amanda Staveley.
No. Oh yeah.
Hold on.
Nora. What's her surname?
Amanda.
The one off what's it called? Off Britain's Got Talent. Holden.
Oh,
Hold on.
yeah,
I said
yeah.
about 3 times, man.
Oh,
Holden,
sorry, mate. I missed
I
that.
know,
Yeah.
I know
No,
what you're on about. I know what you're, who you're on about.
she's a naughty
All
little
right.
girl.
Messi, right? There was a few CR7s.
Premier League.
Or Champions League with the FA Cup. I said this the other night, didn't I? It's the Prem for me all day. 21. That's what I want. I want 21. I want to go back to the top of the perch.
Give me the Champions League and FA Cup, man.
I want the Premier League. Man.
Really?
One more time.
Yeah, man.
I get why the Champions League shout. I get it. But I just want 21 because I hate the scum.
Is right.
I know, but you know that the way the Champions League hits.
But
Where's the Champions League final this year?
Bucharest. Not Bucharest, Hungary.
Bucharest.
Hungary.
Oh, that'd be amazing, that wouldn't
I
it?
know.
We all in?
Double fly and Kirk is back
in our
home.
road trip.
Standard.
We are going. We are going. If we hit the Champions League, Ben, you're coming with us.
We're going, yeah. Get coach 17 days to get there.
Right,
What's
long
this
sleeve
one
or
here?
short sleeve?
I'm a long sleeve. I like that. I like that.
long sleeve. Yeah, I like long sleeve. Yeah, definitely.
Short sleeve for me.
Yeah, definitely.
Neymar or Bale?
Oh.
Bale. I don't rate Neymar. Never rated him.
Neymar, man. Neymar
Never
was
rated him.
special, man.
I think Neymar was just he loved the dance floor, didn't he? Well, in terms of talent, I think Neymar had a lot more talent.
Yeah. I agree.
This is a great one. I like this. Which Hungarian starts the most games this season?
Ooh, I think Kirkes.
Really? All comps?
Yes.
What do you think is going to happen with the left backs? Do you think we're going to keep all 3? There's been no links, really, has there?
Depends if you get a centre back.
Yeah.
So I think Shimikas might leave.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Little late window jobby to the Blue Noses.
It'll upset Salah, but it is what it is.
See, they bounced into action tonight. Joycey dropping a bomber saying that they bid 27 million for Tyler Dibbling.
Yeah, I saw that.
Who did?
Everton.
Wow.
Got rejected, but it said that they're ready to go back. That was just like the opening gambit. So watch that space. I think he's a really good player. I think that'd be a real coup for them to get him. Interesting. Suarez, Benzema, Lewandowski. Suarez for me, but probably Benzema's the answer.
Suarez.
Yeah, I think Suarez. Yeah.
Benzema's longevity
in that order. In that order.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, I agree. Definitely in that order.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right, that's done. This one.
Another super chat. Young player of the season, Rio player of the season, Mo.
I don't think he'll get enough minutes, if I'm
I don't
honest.
think he's getting enough
No,
minutes.
I don't either. Sadly, Vert still
Um,
qualifies for young player of the season.
is it under
doesn't he?
23, Ben?
Yeah, under 23. Yeah.
But then
Yeah, job done. Move on. Another
Yeah.
super chat has come through.
wait,
Yeah.
there's this first.
Drogba or Etu?
Ooh, that's a good question, man.
That's
This
a good
is
question.
wait, Drogba or Etu?
I didn't watch enough of Etu, to be honest, so I'd have to go with Drogba. I
Mm,
always feel as though you can judge a player by how scared you are when you come up against him, and he give us a torrid time, Drogba. So I'd go for Drogba.
Etu
I'm
for me.
going for Etu.
Really, he was class at Barca, wasn't he?
Yeah,
And even he won the champions, did everything at Inter as well.
Yeah, he did.
Drogba
Yeah.
was
Etu
It was
was
a bit.
flipping, and he scored them goals. Scored that goal against United in the Champions League final. So
Yeah, no, superb, superb. Another one as well, flowing now. Slot 117, thank you very much for the super chat.
you.
How different do you think our trajectory would have been if it was Carlo instead of Klopp in 2015? Like,
Wow.
what position would we be in? My word, that's a sideshow question, that isn't it?
We had Rodriguez playing for us in midfield. James
Yeah.
Rodriguez.
My gut
no.
feeling to that question is that we would not be anywhere near where we are now.
Nobody.
Because
the only
Ancelotti, he needs established stars and players to do the job, and he's brilliant. Don't get me wrong, and he done what he does. You give him the tools, and he'll do the job. But for what we needed at the time in our tenure under FSG, we needed a Klopp to come in and scout the market for untapped gems. Turn water into wine almost, and elevate us into a position of challenging for leagues and Champions Leagues, and put us back on the map, and put us in a position where we are. What do you think, gents?
agreed.
100%. There's that job when Jurgen Klopp came in, Ben. There was no manager in the world for me that could have done a better job.
I agree.
It's such a wonderful comparison, the Shankly and Paisley from a Klopp to Slot. I think everyone said it at the beginning as a bit of a sort of a cliche and a bit of a for the sake of it, but it really does feel like that now.
Feels like it, doesn't it?
Fact
Definitely feels like it now.
Yeah, he set the foundations up, Klopp. He's put us back on the map. He's put us in a wonderful position on and off the pitch, and Slot's now got that ability to take us on and capitalize and win us those pots.
Yep.
Any more? Where are we? Let's have a look.
Ali asked this R9 or Messi again. We answered that.
Yeah,
no, he's R9 now, not CR7.
Oh, sorry, R9 or
R9.
Messi.
Oh yeah, old Ronaldo. Ooh, that's
This
a
is the
difficult
goat,
question.
man. But
Yeah.
one thing I will say about R9 is he could have been the goat.
Knee injuries.
For that, there were knee injuries. He could have been the goat. When he came onto the scene, there was nothing like it. He was on a different level to anything we've ever seen. He was that good.
Yeah.
So it's just a shame that you got them bloody knee injuries, because he was GOAT level without a shadow of a doubt. He's still seen as the greatest number 9 of our generation. Well, for the last couple of generations, he's still seen as the best 9. If you ask anybody who's your best 9, we all
they do. You all say that, don't
we
you?
all say R9, and this is with them injuries.
Yeah, he peaked at international tournaments, didn't he? And then sadly got injured at a lot of club level. But yeah, it's a quick one, guys. Adidas about to be unveiled tomorrow. Exciting times. Any thoughts? Are you? I know Asim's already the poster boy for Adidas. He's got all the kits already boxed off.
Yeah, we'll see the 3 stripes.
Got on mute.
Yeah, he's good, but I can't wait, Ben. I've always been a massive Adidas fan. To be honest with you, I despised our last year's kit, what Nike gave us, but I love Adidas's training tops and all that type of stuff. I used to see Arsenal's and even United's to an extent. Their tops were improved. United's tops improved over when Adidas took over, especially over the last few years. So I'm happy we've got Adidas.
There's quite a bit of chat about wholesale changes for numbers as well, isn't there? I know there's a big chat about Verts getting the number 7, which would make sense. But do you think there'll be any other significant changes or anything else that will give us like an inclination of where players are at in the pecking order?
Which numbers are we talking about here then?
Well, I was thinking, I wonder whether or not, like Endo's 3 at the moment, which is a bit random. I wonder whether Kirkes could possibly be given that one and whether they'd swap around. I don't know whether it's the done thing. No, I don't think so. No, I don't know. There's a few others available. Do you think
is the number 14 available?
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah, yeah. Do we assume that the 9 will stay with Nunes then?
I think he'll leave, and I think the 9 will go to Ekitike. I think the choice will be Mr. Isak's.
It'll be funny though, won't it? If they're given numbers and then we sell Nunes and then he changes again, sort of thing. I don't know how that.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? That's the thing.
Yeah, Chiesa has 14, but if I'm honest, usni chutti hai.
So I didn't realise that. Yeah, so 14's available then.
He's a goner, innit?
Yeah. No, sadly, he is a goner. Yeah, he is a goner. Okie dokie. Should we wrap that up there, gents?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Great show, Ben. Just want to say on camera, that was an absolute brilliant debut, mate. So, yeah, those logins will stay with you for a long time.
Well, much appreciated, everyone in the chat, for making it as easy as it has been, and obviously for my 2 stalwart sidekicks. Tune in tomorrow, people. I think, what's the schedule tomorrow? Transfer Daily, and then 10:30 again.
It's Chip and Sheen tomorrow, isn't it? And
Chip and Sheen.
They also actually, I'm on another channel. I'm on Ends TV. I think it's 9 o'clock. So show me a bit of support at 9 o'clock, and then I'll hop on our own channel at 10:30.
Yeah, get on that, people. If you want an early morning bomber from Asim, you never know what might come through overnight. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, that's a wrap, people. Thank you very much. Good night and God bless, and we will see you next time.
Isak in the Adidas kit tomorrow, Ben?
Oh, you never know. Let's see. We'll wait and see.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.